Ever wonder why people don't get the care they need? Why their care isn't the best it can be? Ever wonder if home care could be as safe and effective as hospital care? So patients get hospital-quality care during home treatment. Ever wonder if you could drive out waste so organizations could save billions? Health needs the power of wonder and bold ideas in pharmacy, care, and benefit solutions. Ever wonder who can do that? Wonder no more. Evernorth brings wonder to health services. Learn more at evernorth.com.
We are obsessed with Color Guru. You've heard us talk about it on the podcast. Sorry, we keep talking about it, but it is the greatest service. It's basically an expert that tells you exactly what looks best on you. They analyze your hair, your skin color, your eye color, and they match you with your ideal color palette for clothes, but also for makeup and also for life, right? Like, Jess, this has infiltrated my life.
I have to tell you, I did the quiz. It was so much fun. I got a whole email and an actual card in the mail, 2 cards that explain which colors look good for me. And I hung them up in my closet. I refer to them daily. Now I know which colors look best on me, clothing-wise, but also makeup-wise. And I have to tell you, I think I look better.
Yeah, me too. I'm a winter, Jess is a fall, but it's not just winter and fall. There's these subsections in there, and the Color Guru gives you a lot of the reasoning of why you look good in certain things and why not. So then you can apply those principles. It's not just like, I must wear red. It's like, oh, let me think about the clarity of the color. I learned a lot about color theory.
It's almost as fun as your zodiac sign.
It is. And you know I'm not an astrology person, but I am a Color Guru person. And if you want to be a Color Guru person too, we can help you with that. You got to go to colorguru.com. So color, GURU.com. You'll discover your best colors. You can use our coupon code. We'll give you 10% off if you use the code FATMASCARA. That's 10% off when you enter the code FATMASCARA at colorguru.com. Chloe Hall, welcome to Fat Mascara.
Thank you so much for having me. First time caller, long time fan. Honored.
I love it. I love it. And welcome to everybody else. That's right. This is my guest co-host. Welcome to Fat Mascara. I'm Jen Sullivan, your co-host. And Chloe Hall is your other co-host today because Jess is a busy, busy woman getting ready for the holidays. Chloe, thanks for doing this.
Oh my gosh, thank you for having me. You know I'm your biggest fan, and I said this podcast will just be me gassing you up for the duration.
It will be mutual admiration society over here. So just so our listeners can get to know you a little bit before we have a sort of regular episode, like we're going to do the news, you and I are going to raise wands. But since I have a special guest co-host, we've got to get into you a little bit. Give us some background. I know, well, we had a beauty connection. We met when we worked at the Hearst Tower together, right?
Yes, we have a very nice meet cute because it was my first day as the Elle.com beauty director. And you were like, Chloe freaking Hall from the beauty closet, wearing a very chic jumpsuit, silver nails, just like a total vibe. And you were like, glad you're here. Glad you're here. Sounds good. Yeah, it was an incredible moment to meet. It was, I think it was my first day or my second day or something. So yes, that was
glad it was welcoming.
So welcoming from the beauty closet too, which felt like it painted the perfect picture, you know? It felt like, okay, right place, right time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That wasn't your first job in the beauty beat, right?
No, sorry. So that was when I came back.
Give us some background on your career.
Let me tell you. Okay. So I was born, no, I'm just kidding. So that was my actually second time at Elle. I'm just going to keep going on tours at Elle. But before I was at Elle, I worked at Fashionista, and that's where Leah Chernikoff, she was the site director of Elle at the time, poached me and was like, you know, come and do beauty here. Like it was that, you remember the pivot to video era? So yes. So it was the pivot to video beauty era. So I was actually editing and producing videos and also writing content. And that's where I came to Elle. And then I went to Glossier. I did Teach for America, actually. That's a fun fact. So yeah.
Wait, not after
No,
Glossier.
before. I'm throwing that in there. No.
Glossier was so traumatizing. I went to Teach for America. I was like, I'm out of beauty forever.
No, Glossier. Then I went back to Elle, beauty director under Katie Connor, which was great. And then I just left Elle. Yeah.
What are you doing now?
Yes. So in full circles of beauty, I met Julie Shaw at Elle, who was the beauty director there at the time. And she is like my beauty mom, my like person. She really shaped and crafted my beauty voice to be like, funny and write about this, say this. You know how you talk about beauty and editorial, like in certain ways. So she was just so important in that, in crafting, like, tell these beauty stories in different ways, tell them with personality, tell them, with voice. So she left, started her own companies, Starface, Clean with Plus, and then she reached out, like, had a baby. She reached out after when I was on maternity leave and was like, do you want to come work for me again? And it's funny because we had a moment when she left out when I was like, don't forget about me. And then like 5 years later or whatever it was, she was like, I didn't forget about you. So now I work with her across her incredible brands, Starface, Clean with Plus, Julie, the emergency contraceptive healthcare brand, and FutureWise, which launched the slugging, and and more to come.
She's been on the podcast, but when she was on our podcast as a guest, I think Starface was her only brand at that point. So she's like building a little conglomeration and you're there building it with her.
Yes, she is like a genius. And so she's super creative and clever. So she's building all of these really important, impactful brands that reach, young people in really cool and different ways. So it's really exciting. I'm like very happy to be there. I feel like I've done the brand, I've done the editorial, and this is like kind of a cool way to do both in a nice, meaningful way, if that makes sense.
It does. They're brands that have like purpose. I love that. The sad part about going to a brand, obviously, is no more beauty closet.
Yes, no more beauty closet and no more, they cut you and they cut you off quick. I think I still get some from like the loved ones that I love, and I'm so appreciative now. But yeah, no more beauty closet. No more if I run out of deodorant going into a room and getting more deodorant.
Yeah, and for the uninitiated, like when we worked at those big magazines, I was at Marie Claire when you were at Elle, like just unsolicited beauty products would come in and we'd have samples everywhere. And the joke always was like, okay, well, when we're done with this job and we move on to whatever's next, like, what are we actually going to buy? Like, what is worth paying for? So then somebody likes it, right?
Yeah, no, that is like the long-standing joke. It's like, what is worth my hard-earned pennies? Yes.
So what's worth your hard-earned pennies? Like they cut you off and you're like, now I got to buy it.
They cut me off. Okay. This is a great question. Well, I just bought, those First Aid Beauty, their Ultra Repair Cream. Like Dr. Heal Thyself. I don't know if the oatmeal in it, something. It is just super hydrating. It's winter. So I just bought like 2 of the giant. They come in like super sizes. I just bought 2 of those. So that's I just bought that. I think I'm trying to think. Other good things that I like actually buy.
Are you still running on like leftovers from the closet that like stockpiled? I did that for a couple of years.
Oh, I'm running on I got the vacation sunscreen mailer and I'm running on that really good. I have the mousse one, which everyone is like, everyone's like obsessed with it. That's not in beauty. And I'm like, oh, this is a good flex. Soft Services, I got their hand cream, which has a huge waiting list right now because I think it's retinol in it. I think I'm right. I don't know. Maybe I'm spreading false.
Are you a hand cream person?
I am a lotion person. I have been ever since I was 6, I have just if I get out of the shower, I have to slip and slide around my room because I love to apply so much lotion. I just love it. I'm so weird I'm on the quest. Cam always says I'm on the quest for the world's softest skin because I just love lotion.
Cam's your partner, right?
Yes.
For people that don't know you.
I'm talking like it's my best friend and that every detail of my life. Yes, Cam is an incredible partner. And he said he's also now become kind of a beauty boy. That's what I was saying when I got the future.
And you're raising a little beauty boy, right?
Yes. Oh, I'm raising a beauty king.
Does he get lubed up too?
Odie is slugged. Yes. Odie is following the 3-step FutureWise slugging method. Yeah. Odie, and he has the best curly hair ever.
Yeah.
So I'm just like.
Do you have him typed yet with the
3? Yeah. Great question. I think he's the same as me. And I think he's like a 3C, 4A, maybe. We got different, as as beauty editors, we all know that it's a different curl pattern on each part of his head. So I think there's parts, we got some 3Bs, we got some 3Cs, he's working through it as he gets hair. But this is the part where I geek out. I have so many saved photos of hairstyles I want to do on this poor Odie that he's like, I'm like, you have no idea what's in for you. Cause I'm like, I want to give him a low top. I want to do all of these hairstyles on him. And he's like, Mom, let me just like grow in my hair first before we
I feel
plan.
It's going to backfire. You know how it is with parents, just knowing from my history, like if you want that, he's going to want the exact opposite of it. He's going to be like, just give me like a level 1 buzz, like the whole head.
Yeah, exactly. He's going to be like, take me to Supercuts and just do nothing. And I'm like, absolutely not. We have to go deep, deep, deep into these rare finds to get you a hair. Yeah, I know. He's the best, but he has little curly hair, perfect soft skin, chunky little, like the chunkiest little croissant legs ever. So he's a beauty boy too. He's like more of a fashion boy, I would say, but
okay.
There's a crossover.
He'll get there. Well, you've got your skincare games on point. I was thinking about having you as our co-host, and I was just like, wow, it's been a year as we wrap up the year, because I think this is our last episode before we go on replay, actually, so everybody knows that too. There's been so many skincare launches, Future-wise being one of them, obviously. Are there any brands other than, you mentioned soft services, any others that sort of stick out for you that you're like excited about that happened this year?
Yeah, great question. There's been so many. And I know you and I were talking just as gals about so many celebrity skincare brands, which I'm like, yes. I don't know if we need any more of those. I feel like it's not brand new, but I just personally got super into the topicals. Honestly, you want to know, this is a gas out moment for you. I was reading your article on The Cut, Dark Spots with Pregnancy, which is something that I too suffered from postpartum. And the Faded Serum Brightening Serum, I added that to my routine because of that. And it's the same ingredients you were calling out in your article. So I was like, wow, aligned.
Yes.
Aligned.
Yes. Consistency. That's what I remember from researching that article. That's
consistency, sunscreen. Black Girl Sunscreen, not new, but another favorite.
Oh, that's a great one. Yeah. All right. We're going to get into some more of your favorites when we get to the Raise the Wand portion of the podcast. But next up, you and I are going to do the news. Are you ready for it?
I'm ready.
Okay, it is time for the news. I have some good news on a beat that I know you've covered extensively, the topic of hair discrimination. So I'd love to get your thoughts on this. Here we are at the end of the year. In good news this year, Louisiana and Massachusetts passed hair discrimination laws, bringing the number of states with laws preventing hair discrimination to 18. But Chloe, I was looking this up. I was like, okay, that's great. But 60% of the US population still lives somewhere where there's no protections like this in place. So I wanted to get your thoughts on that and also share this I forgot about this. This is from when Delaware passed their law. They did a study. Apparently, Black women are 80% more likely to change their natural hair to conform to social norms or expectations at work than anyone else. So more likely than anyone else. I know you can talk to this because you've edited packages on this for Elle. You're a Black woman.
Yes,
Tell me,
these are
have
all
you
true
experienced, do you think that this type of law is going to help push the culture forward?
Okay, great question. I know. It's so, like, all of the things. So frustrating, annoying, complex, difficult. Positive we have the laws, but, like, completely need to change the conversation. Because I feel like, okay, talking from personal experience, I remember when I was in school, I had got braids. You know, we talk about braids. It takes like 10 hours, 6 hours, so long. So I had gotten braids. I went to school and my principal all the time was like, you can only have 2 braids and you can't have all of those braids. And it's like, I mean, 2 braids is pigtails, a white facing hairstyle. So it's just this narrative of presenting whiteness to whiteness that has to be erased. And like, I don't know. But with 60%, it's like of people living without these laws. So that's actual discrimination happening in workplaces. And then 80%, that feeling of that you'd have to change your hair to conform. I think it's just, we have to completely change the conversation around this. I think there's so many people doing such great work in it. Ayanna Pressley, Congresswoman, she wrote a piece for us for Elle because she had braids and then she had alopecia. And it was just this like, hair is so tied to identity, especially for women of color. So when you're stripping away someone's hair and their, you know, what they can and can't do, it's a personal attack on their identity. So changing that is the biggest chunk here. And I don't know. You've done it at Marie Claire, with just having conversations. At Elle, my friend Markia wrote this story of like, why do I know so much about white hair? And it's basically like, we know how to use dry shampoo. I know what a balayage is, you know, like I know all these things, but there are some beauty editors that wouldn't be able to speak to our 3C, 4A conversation, So it's very much like completely shifting this conversation to make it so much more inclusive and so much more of a norm of like Black hair exists in so many different ways.
Yeah, you mentioned your experience at school. How old were you that like did you get called to the principal's office? What happened?
Oh, it was awful. Okay, thank you for letting me relive this terrible incident.
Oh no, is this
No, it's not at all. No, it was fifth grade. I think I thought it was so cool. It was like fifth grade, and I was like the day before school started. When you go to the school, you get your packets, you wear your outfit, you let everyone like see you. You're like, hey, everyone.
You had fresh braids.
I had fresh braids for a brand new school year, and then she was like, nope, only 2. So we had to take them out that night. And again, the lack of like.
You did not just sit through getting braids and then have to take them out
that night. I mean, looking back now, it's like I think like I have a lawsuit, I guess, but it's,
in
statute of limitations,
18
like
states,
that.
I think you would. Yeah,
exactly. But also that feeling like this is happening to me. And I lived in California, and I was like so many levels of privilege, and I was 12 and I had the opportunity to take them out and, and all of those things. But that's like, it's just demoralized. Like, so then you have to start school the next day. Like, that's the part of where these actions and this discrimination is attached to so much more than just the braids or the hair,
I can't get over this because what really bothers me the most about this rule is it wasn't you can't have braids, which maybe in some weird thing you could justify. I don't know how, because they'd like, only truly natural hairstyles. Fine.
Yes.
But the fact that you can have 2 is like the white girls are allowed to have their pigtails.
Yes.
And if you want to do white girl pigtails, then you're allowed to have the braids.
Yes, exactly.
That's kind of what they were saying.
That's exactly what they were saying.
That's so messed up.
It's so messed up. And I mean, to add another layer on this, so many white girls would come back from their trips. This was the height of going to Jamaica and getting the braids with the beads and coming back. So it's like this very, very complicated conversation. And that's happening. That's what I'm saying. It's like, it's so much has to change. And so people are doing such good work changing this in the conversation, passing these laws and doing these things. But it really is like that baseline understanding of how hair is so attached to identity and how this makes people feel and these actions. I mean, yeah, it's awful. I think like laws to fight against discrimination, which is constantly happening, is great. So I want to completely celebrate that.
But even if all 50 states passed a law, or actually I should point out a federal legislation did pass Congress did something. So in Congress, at least, they passed legislation to make this a federal protection for hair discrimination. But as of, the air date of this, the Senate has not passed that. So it's not yet federal law. But like you said, even if federal law comes out and there's no hair discrimination, that doesn't automatically make, bias go away.
Exactly. And like speaking to bias, I think we did a really great project of audiograms on Elle where we had about 50 Black women talk about their experience of having Black hair in corporate America. And I would urge your listeners to listen because it was just so powerful and poignant. People cried. It was just a great experience. But it was a lot of people, I think, could feel seen and understand, the reality of this situation.
Yes, go listen, and then we should tell them to forward it to their senator so that when this law comes up to pass, hopefully in 2023, it'll get passed. Okay, keeping on the law and hair beat, I don't know how this happened, but I wanted to talk to you about news I saw this week that Olaplex is the latest hair brand to face questions about the quality and safety of its products, according to a report that was just in Bloomberg. So the reason this made news is, I love when this happens. I love just because it's funny to me that like TikTok can make news these days, but Kristen Cavallari, who last I checked is not a hair scientist, I'm just going to put that out there.
And is also on TikTok. Anti-vax.
Is she? Okay, so she loves a conspiracy. Keep it going.
Yes.
She said that to her followers about Olaplex, quote, "I was using it too much and it literally broke my hair." So I'm not saying that didn't happen, but I've noticed this trend. I wanted to get your thoughts on it. Like the minute a hair brand gets super popular, the Reddits start rolling in or like, TikToks about how it destroyed my hair. So I can think of a couple, maybe you can too. There was Wen, there was Tresemme, had like a keratin product that people said was bad. Diva Curl, didn't you, like they had that.
Yeah.
Did you see the Not So Pretty documentary that Keke Palmer narrated?
Yes.
Okay, so the whole Diva Curl lawsuit is they go over that in there. Do you think there's something to this? Like when there's smoke, there's fire, there's truth in this? Or do you think it's just like the minute a brand gets big enough, there's going to be people that have unrelated issues and are going to tie them to the brand?
Yes. Okay, great question. I think it's case by case basis, can commonly be both or one or the other. Because I think with Olaplex, like recently this year, there was also like this fear that it was tied to pregnancy and fertility. Did you see that? That was an earlier Olaplex. I mean, but I think that has been, then I think Allure came out of the story and was like, this isn't true. Anyway, I think like it's kind of people build these brands up. It's so much is attached to hype. Oh, I want to try this. Oh, I want to do this. And then it kind of like, it's almost like the way we treat celebrity in a way. You know, we build up to so much. And then these small, I think it's like, I'm like all over the place about this because I think it's so many things, but I think there are actual products out in the world that exist that harm people and those should be stopped. Like I think that study came out about relaxers can have a possible link to ovarian cancer. That is huge. And that is
I think it was uterine cancer.
Uterine cancer, yes. That is huge and real and scientifically backed by scientists and professionals. So I think that's kind of, we gotta just go to the scientists and the professional. Like that's why gassing you up again. That's why I really like you. You know, this is your job, journalist. I think there's a lot of journalists
to the bottom.
do to the bottom of the truth. And I think people really run with that one Reddit comment, that one TikTok comment, and it's not always true. Like there could, with Kristen Cavallari, for example, there could be a million reasons why something is going wrong with her hair. If she were to seek medical advice, maybe it is Olaplex. We don't know. But again, keywords are here like seek medical advice, speak to experts.
Also, keyword for me is like variable, like single variable. Like while you're using whatever hair product, so much could be going on your life that affects your hair. I remember learning from a dermatologist that like, say you got anesthesia, 3 to 6 months later, you could have hair loss. Say you start a new supplement, that could cause hair changes, new drugs. Like it's really hard to pinpoint what causes problems with someone's hair. And I feel like the easy way to do that is if you're using X products and something goes wrong with your hair, you're going to assume it's the product. And sometimes it's not.
Yes, exactly. I know. I completely agree.
I don't want to, though, if someone's out there and has tried some of these products and had issues and are sure of it, like I don't want to doubt the person who's saying it. Like if you know your truth and you're sure of it, like, yes, share your information. But it's something also about these brands, like the more effective the product is, the more likely people start to worry about it because they're like, why does it work so well? What's in it?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
No, that is such a good, they're like, I can't trust this magic. The hype, I think the hype around it gets so big. I can't
trust this magic is actually hilarious.
I can't trust this magic.
There have been products like that where I try it and I'm just like, what did they put in? Like, it's really good. And then you immediately get suspicious. What's up with that?
Yeah, that is fair. That is fair. Stay scared, everyone. That's our motto. Stay scared, stay curious. Yes, that's true.
Well, so anyway, we'll keep an eye here at Fat Mascara on that Olaplex lawsuit. As far as I could tell from the research that I did, there is not a particular ingredient in there that has yet been shown to cause hair breakage. In fact, it's like a sulfide bond. It does the opposite of that. But we'll see what happens. And as there's more research, maybe we'll figure that one out. Okay, just a little fun. This is so funny. When I pulled up this segment to write about it, I was like, oh, beauty advent calendars. There's not nearly as much drama as last year with that Chanel one. Mm-hmm. Then just, a couple days ago, poor Dior, Jackie Aina went on and unboxed the Dior beauty advent calendar and went to town on it. First of all, I'm an agnostic Jew. Can you explain advent calendars to me? Why do people love these so much?
Well, this is helpful because the incident of my hair was at a Catholic school. So, we're we're bringing this whole thing together. Advent calendars, I feel like it, the gateway to the advent calendar, I imagine, was the chocolate advent calendars of youth. That's how we got everyone hooked, where it was it'd be 1 to 25 and you'd open every day and eat a small piece of chocolate. 'Tis the season. I don't know. Capitalism, I guess, is the overarching here. And then capitalism and consumption. And then I think we moved the beauty. People were like, oh, this applies to beauty. I will say, which you probably have this at Marie Claire too, people love beauty advent calendars. Do
they still? I remember 10 years ago when the first one came out, it was that'd be a cool thing to get under the tree. Not the tree, because you give it on December 1st. Every day there's a fun little treat in there. It was before the unboxing thing became so huge on YouTube. Like it was like, oh, I get to be an unboxer too. So I get the surprise factor of it. But just like since 2020 in the pandemic, I feel like we've been talking about sustainability more now that we get stuff shipped to our houses. It's not exactly the most sustainable.
I think it's the
product.
farthest from sustainable. Well, it's not sustainable, and it's like it's weird sizing. I get like, you've never tried this before. You want to try these little bits of products. This is the vibe.
That's a good point.
But I get that. Like, it's just a new Birchbox, you know? But I think it's moved to a point of like a gigantic package for a little baby, like unsustainable, lip gloss. I just don't know. I know it's pretty bonkers. People still do buy them. I will say that because from Elle, but very unsustainable. Yes. Unless even when they're doing like, this is like my hot take, but even when they say they're sustainable, like they're not, because it's like all new waste that can't super be reused. Right. Like I don't know.
Yeah.
I know it's tricky.
Well, I like the travel idea. I like the idea of like experimenting with new products you might not have gotten. Like, for example, Rawa. I actually like that hair brand. They have one that has 12 travel sizes of their products. And then I saw Aloe Yoga. People are so hot for this brand and I don't understand it. It's like travel size beauty products, but then they have like merch, like hair ties that say Aloe Yoga in it. That I guess if you're an Aloe Yoga fan, like you're super psyched to have your hair ties say Aloe Yoga.
Yes. Another thing to flag on these is like the price point on them is sometimes like, I think the Aloe Yoga is $250 and we're getting a hair tie. So that is always a really tricky conversation to have. I mean, everyone should spend their money how they want, but it always reminds me of like that Olivia Jade video where she does like holiday haul luxury, because it's like the craziest stuff she was getting. Yes. Maybe, yeah, to each their own holiday cheer. But yeah, advent calendars are a unique facet of current beauty culture.
I was thinking too, when I saw the Dior one, which is $3,500, I was like, you know what? It's not necessary. These are luxury brands. They're meant to be over the top. Like Chanel, they didn't really hurt money-wise just because of last year's like kerfuffle over their advent calendar.
Yeah.
Like, I'm sure they're doing fine. And
Great
Dior's,
word.
it's like kerfuffle.
Kerfuffle. I love it.
I don't think it's a kerfuffle like ever.
I love that.
And Dior, like, no joke, like, it's a fun brand. Like, it's chic.
Yeah.
Like, I can't afford a Dior couture dress ever in my life. But like being able to buy a Dior perfume makes me really happy. So I could see that you could get that luxury experience for like, even though it seems like a lot of money, it's still a lot less than like the actual luxury experience. So I get that part of it.
And it's a fun brand moment. It kind of has the same energy of like the Goop holiday guide, the egg. It gets people talking when you're
Oh, speaking of fun,
Yes.
I sent you a link to this. Did you see the Lush one?
No. Wait. Yes, you did. Okay. It's $300 bath bomb, right? It's like
Well, it's $300. You get 25 bath bombs. And I was like, okay. I mean, price-wise, that might almost work out. I'm not sure about that.
Yes.
And it's a reusable trunk, so it's not like one of those plastic things that you open. So I like that. But so I was going through the bath bombs that you get. There's a gift horse. Like, they're so kitschy. It's a literal horse. Like it's like it looks like hee-haw. And you drop them in your bath. And I love Lush. So I was like, okay, they're having fun with it. I feel like they're poking a little bit of a...
Wait, I love Lush too. Lush, like go off Lush. They're like fun and kooky and crazy. And we were together on a story and I had the best time talking to their team. And they were all like, we're going on a retreat and it's going to be like really good vibes. And I was like, you guys are doing something special over there. But yeah, that's fun. Yeah.
On the plus side, they're not on social media. So if anybody's dragging it, like they won't know.
Oh,
yeah. They don't even have social media.
You know what? That's smart.
Well, this brings me to the last thing I want to talk about with you as we're wrapping up the year, the news cycle this year, the less is more approach that I sort of mentioned, and the advent calendar being the opposite of that. But the pace of beauty, you're working now for a beauty brand that clearly launches new products. That's how you make money. That's how the world pushes forward. Do you think there needs to be a slowdown though? Like, I feel like there's a new product every freaking day from some of these brands.
Yes, I feel like we talked about this at the beginning. There's a new celebrity product too.
Oh, okay.
Do you feel that way?
Yeah.
I feel like...
I think we've hit saturation.
Yes. Well, I just feel like Brad Pitt had
Who's
his...
left?
Right?
My joke was Paul Rudd.
Paul Rudd
needs his line.
Drop the routine. Paul Rudd needs to bottle like his water. Yeah, definitely so much. Yeah, I think what gets me, like, I'm sure this sounds so stupid, but what gets me excited is like innovation in the space. You know what I mean? So like, what is like the new ingredient technology? What is the new change up of all of these things? Like, that is what I'm like, okay, 2023, we're not in a pandemic. We're in a pandemic. No one wants to talk about it. Everyone wants to talk about it. Like, we're in like a weird space in beauty. Beauty was crazy in 2020. Like, all of these weird conversations. I'm like, where are we going to like net land? And where do we net land with like Gen Z? Where do we net land with all of these new players at the table? But yes, that's my thought. But
she's being rhetorical. I want the answer from you. I'm like, Chloe, come on. This is like your beat. Like you don't have the answer.
Wait, you don't have the answer, Sway. Look at this. I think I like innovation in ingredients and products and like niche and all of that. I think, don't you feel like that's where the fun and excitement is? I guess for me as an editor, like the newness and creativity and genius and invention and all of that stuff.
Yes. And I think that towards the end of this year, I haven't seen that much innovation. I've seen a lot of Me Too, or a lot of let's put our brand name on this thing that people were already doing. So I'm excited for true innovation. Same. And I think that's when it's okay to have a lot of new products out if you actually do something different that I want to hear about. It's like a weird place to land at the end of the year, though.
It is a weird place to land. And as someone who loves, I think Soft Services did a good job of like expanding into body, but I would love more innovation in the lotion space a little bit.
Yeah, below the neck. I feel like there's so many gadgets for your face and like hair, sulfide bond stuff. And body sort of got, I haven't seen.
That's our free idea. Body. I would love more body.
The next frontier.
Right? The next frontier is innovation. I guess there's like, I feel like people are doing those like lights for their hands to like, like that devices and stuff. But I don't know, more innovation so I could finish my quest for the softest skin in 2020.
Everybody out there who's listening who works at a beauty brand, help Chloe.
Thank you, Mad Max.
Her whole family does.
Our whole family's depending on it, okay? Yes, exactly.
All right, well, that was the news, sort of an end of the year wrap up, and we're going to go raise some wands. Let's do it.
Yes.
It's holiday shopping time, and I'm just going to get it all done at Origins. Origins is the pioneering nature-infused skincare brand that has elevated gift sets that will surprise and delight everyone on your holiday shopping list. Origins creates transformative skincare with naturally derived ingredients to noticeably improve how skin looks and feels.
I like your plan, Jess. I'm going to do the same thing because I love that Origins has a long history of commitment to our planet. They reduce waste, they care about our natural resources, and their gift set cartons are plastic-free, recyclable, sourced from responsibly managed forests, and for every tree harvested, new trees are planted. Love that. To date, the brand has planted over 2 million trees around the world, so you can feel good about the gifts you're giving this season from Origins, like their bestsellers gift set, which I actually just am gifting to myself because it has the most amazing travel size stuff. You get the frothy face wash, the checks and balances, clear improvement, charcoal mask, mega mushroom, a little ginseng. Don't you love ginseng?
I love ginseng. That's my favorite franchise.
Oh my God. I know it works on my skin, but also I just love the smell so much.
So fresh.
There's also eye cream, fortifying emulsion, like all this great stuff. And it's $45. And they have all sorts of other gift sets too.
Excellent. So get Origins gift sets today, available at origins.com.
Let's talk about dating. There's nothing like finding someone you can be fully yourself around. And Jess, I know we're not dating, but it's that feeling, the feeling we have with each other. Like when I was dating, that's what I wanted. Just someone I could really be myself around. That's what eHarmony is all about. They help you find those people that just get you. It's not fake.
You could just kind of say anything. You don't have to just kind of like curate your responses or post the perfect photo of yourself. Just be yourself.
Isn't that refreshing?
It feels really good.
Yeah. Let me tell you a little bit more about why you should get on eHarmony. eHarmony wants you to discover what real connection feels like. Their app helps you highlight more of your personality so you can meet people who like you for you, which is honestly an amazing feeling. And if you're ready to move past the swipe grind, eHarmony is the app that's ready to take you to that place. Their personality quiz is designed to highlight more of your personality, not the curated one. It's not about quippy one-liners. It's not about that perfect photo. Get ready to meet people who you can actually connect with. It's a great feeling. You get to find someone who gets you. Who doesn't want that? Start a conversation on eHarmony today, and it's free. Download the eHarmony app now. Okay, it's time to raise a wand. Actually, I should have let you introduce this person. Go ahead and introduce Teresa for everyone. You could just say, take it away, Teresa.
Take it away, Teresa.
Hi, Jess and Jen. Silver Bell. I'm Teresa in New York City. I'm a longtime listener, and I've been with you since the first episode. You've been asking for Black women-owned businesses to raise a wand to, and I have two for you. The first is called Redoux, Redoux NYC. You could look them up on Instagram at Redoux NYC. It's a soap company. I love a bar soap, and this is a great one. Excellent cleaning soap with the most interesting scents ever. The company dropped 2 new soaps last month called Don't Think and Room 621. Don't Think is a charcoal-based sage and patchouli, and Room 621 is a red clay-based soap with rose, labdanum, and patchouli. It is such a beautiful scent. I can't say enough about it. The second business is called O&A Every Day. I discovered this business in Asheville, North Carolina last month in a small boutique. It's O+A Every Day. It's an olive oil and aloe-based moisturizer. It's, again, fantastic. An incredibly effective moisturizer. There are 3 choices. One is called Soul, which is a frankincense and myrrh that is clean, woody, and crisp. Silver Bell, you will love this one. And the other is Soothe, a lavender sandalwood scent. And then there's an unscented version. 2 excellent companies and with excellent products. So that's my raise a wand. I hope everyone listening looks them up. Thanks for everything. You ladies keep it interesting and relevant always. Enjoy the holidays. Bye.
Okay, first of all, Teresa, I'm dying. You called me Silver Bell twice. Let's never talk about my Sephora modeling career again, everyone. But those were excellent recommendations.
Beauty. Yeah, sorry, I interrupted you. Keep going.
I love having guest co-hosts. Yeah, let's never talk about that again. But Teresa, those were excellent recommendations. Thank you. Listeners, if you want to raise a wand, I'm just going to leave your homework the same until the end of the year. And when we come back in January, we'll change it up. But for now, we're still looking for small, indie, woman-owned brands, products, things like that. Keep them coming. I'm loving hearing them. You can email voicemail to info@fatmascara.com or call me. I won't pick up the phone. I'll just let it go to voicemail, and you can just leave me a little recording of why you like a product. The number is 646-481-8182. It's also in the show notes for everybody. And now we get to the fun part where my guest co-host is going to raise her wands. So, you're my special guest, so I want to fully just throw this over to you with a couple questions because I want a couple raise a wands here. So first up, what skincare product would you like to raise a wand to?
Okay, first I want to say I have been dreaming of getting to raise a wand in my beauty career. So this is another gas up moment for me. I'm letting it sink in, remembering where I am. Okay, skincare product. Because we've been on the soft skin beat, I think Hana Beauty Butter. Unscented for me. The shea butter, I love it. I love the founder. She's incredible, beautiful human. And it's really good, hydrating. It's the perfect balance of creamy, not too oily, soft. So their beauty butter is my current favorite for my soft skin quest.
I love that. Do you go unscented for skin health reasons or because your fragrance is coming from somewhere else?
Great question. I went unscented because I started using it religiously when I was pregnant and anything smelled awful. So I was like, okay, unscented. Unscented
And now you're
for
hooked.
me.
Okay.
Yeah. I think lavender, I could switch into the lavender game. Bamboo coconut, I think.
Yeah.
They have. I don't know if they have lavender. I think they have bamboo coconut. Anyway, yes.
Okay, moving on. Favorite makeup product to raise a wand to right now?
Okay, my favorite makeup product right now has to be the Sunny's Face Lippies. It was the last big launch when I was at Elle, so I remember being so excited to get the product, and they're just like cloud, perfect mattes. I love them. I add them together, so favorite makeup right now. Really good lippies.
And is it the original one that they launched, that cloud matte that's like matte but not drying,
yes.
but like fluffy kind of?
Fluffy, very fluffy, matte but not trying. I like love like nude or like very neutral browns makeup looks, and like that. That's like the only time if I do my makeup, it's always like all like rusty browns. I like to look like a penny at all times. All right.
Okay, not to put you on the spot, but can you share which colors?
Yes,
you like?
For you, I think the Baby Spice is my favorite brown. It's like rosy, a little bit of deeper, redder undertones, but it's still like a nice brown. And Baby Spice is a great name. If I want to go lighter, if I'm feeling like, fresher that day, I'll go for the milk tea. Just like a little bit of a lighter brown.
Also a great name.
Yes, exactly. So I just love their browns. I love brown lipstick. So there's another one.
Yeah.
B-Day, which, I think it's an homage to Beyonce. Homage to your birthday could be every day. That one's a good one too. So those are the browns in rotation, mixing and matching. I also feel like, you know this, and I feel like everyone knows this. Like, I love when makeup artists like mix a bunch of shades when they do your makeup, or they're doing celebrities' makeups. They're like, oh, it's these 4 shades. And so I, in my 2x4 bathroom, channel my inner, Daniel Martin and do the same thing. So I'm just like, I love it. Yes.
My inner Daniel Martin.
My inner Daniel Martin. My inner Priscilla. No.
Okay. All right. So we got your lip, we got your skin. What about hair? What hair product would you like to raise a wand to?
I feel like I'm making this podcast such a full circle moment because, again, can't express how excited I am that you brought me on here. I think, so for the new year, I'm changing my hair, and I just ordered a shit ton.
Okay, what are you going to do?
Okay, great question. Thank you. I just ordered a lot of Expressions braiding hair, and I'm like, it's the go-to, like tried and true. Expressions with a giant X on the thing is the go-to braiding hair. Ordered 10 packs. I think I'm going to do twists again. 2020, I was always wearing twists. It was like my thing. And then I was like, oh, I want to change. I want to be different, blah, blah, blah. And now I'm like, I'm just going to go back to twists. It just feels—
How long?
Very long.
What length are we getting from Expressions?
Thank you for asking the important heart. I think I ordered 40 inches of hair. I like them to graze the top of my booty. Mom hair to me has to be like floor length or just a little bit up. So yes, very long.
2023 will be the year of the long. Yes, that sounds lovely.
Right?
And so Expressions
long
is your brand.
Yeah, hair. It's just so tried and true. I've been getting it for so long. Like, I feel nostalgic when I order it. Yeah, it's a classic. And then whenever I ask like cool Black girls, like, oh, like what's the best hair do you think? They always say Expressions. So I'm like, okay, I'm
done.
trekking to the right place.
Raise a wand. And last, we love fragrance here at Fat Mascara. What are you smelling these days? What's your favorite fragranced product?
Okay, no, I was gonna actually go with a candle. I got Drake's candles, and I pretended that Drake sent them to me, to Cam, and I was like, he sent them to me. I was like, yeah, he did. He DM'd me and he for my address, and he sent them. And Cam believed me for a millisecond, so I was like, okay, keeping the magic alive in this relationship.
It's not like that wouldn't happen in your old life as Elle.com beauty director. Like,
yeah, Drake,
even if they faked it for us, they would have like made a handwritten note like from Drake.
Yeah.
Honestly, Chloe, I didn't know he had candles.
He has candles, yeah, which seems
God.
on brand for him. They're called Better World Fragrances. They smell good. They're very—
so humble.
Yes.
He's so humble, one, right?
So humble, He's just so relatable, humble. Yeah. I mean, I shouldn't say
So what
anything.
do they smell like? Tell me about Better World
let's be clear. They smell like Drake. So they're like a little musky, a little seedy, a little
like club floor, like guy.
like like a guy that like takes his hand and wipes it, down his mouth as he calls you baby girl, like they smell like that in a candle. A little holiday, I'm not gonna lie. A little little fire burning. I think we have a lot of musk notes in there. That's what we're picking up. But yeah, I just feel like they set a vibe. The new SZA's out. You have your Drake candle. You're just like feeling some type of way. You're feeling, like I said, kind of gross, but kind of great. Which
I love that you're not listening to him. You're listening to SZA instead. And you're like, I'm already over his album. So we're going to light his candle. We'll move on to SZA.
I can only support one business venture at a time from a celebrity.
Right. You can't listen. It's like wearing the band shirt to the concert. No. I can't burn the candle while I stream the songs.
Yes, exactly.
All right. Hear that, Drake? All right.
Thank you so much for sending, Drake. Feel free to send more. See you on the DMs, Drake.
Yeah. Okay, I'm going to skip my raise a wand because I ceded all of mine to you and you did a fabulous job with them. So thank you for that. We're winding down here, but I do have to remind our listeners, this Friday is our annual Naughty and Nice special. So Jess and I will be doing that. We wrap up the year with like our biggest trends, the best, the worst. We do it every year. And then we have a week off because it's the holidays and we'll be back in the new year with a great interview. And huge thanks to my guest co-host, Chloe Hall. Thank you so much for coming on Fat Mascara.
Oh, thank you for having me. Truly honor of a lifetime. I am so grateful. So thank you. This has been just incredible. Thank you. I'm so grateful.
Much fun.
Thank you.
All right, everybody, get your beauty sleep. We'll see you on Friday.
We hope you enjoyed the show.
It's your reviews and feedback that help us make the podcast even better. Head over to iTunes to rate and review us or email your thoughts to info@fatmascara.com.
We also want to answer your beauty questions and hear what products you love. To share a Raise a Wand product review or to ask a beauty question, email us at info@fatmascara.
If you send it as a voice memo file, we can even share your voice on the podcast. You can also do that by leaving us a voice message. Our phone number in the United States is 646-481-8182.
Thanks so much for listening.